Hold on, everybody.
One more time, hello everyone, thank you for staying with us. This panel really is warmed my heart personally. I've been involved in some cultural projects over the past year and a half in the States, bringing Serbian culture and artists
I don't know if I can get this to
here. And I
lean
saw
up
the
against
immense
something.
impact that has not only on several communities, but also on other people, because we know that this is the land of immigrants. So all of us have roots from other cultures, other countries, other places. And we all feel proof. This is how it used to go, this is going to be now. 50% of us are immigrants, 5%, 1% of us need something that we can relate to. So here today with me is their Stone Box, Andrew Slatko, the artist, Brian Yetzer, Anna Maria Gruber, Nadia Martinovic, and Jose Savic represent their view of a mix of art and technology in the impact of cultural diplomacy. I will give a chance to them to say a few words about themselves, and then we will do questions, and we'll finish, we'll wrap up with question and answers from the audience.
I'm Sam Moss, and I've been sculpting professionally for 40 years, which, as an artist, if any of you are artists, you know how difficult it is to make money, whether you're a musician or an actor or a sculptor. But because the jobs are limited, and so I built my own system to make it work. And what I would do is build this statue. I borrowed from my lovely wife Renee $2,000 and built my first monument, and it sold. And so what I decided was, if I do a good job, and my philosophy is, why are we making statues, or why do we make the art? And if you can answer why we're doing it, you can become passionate about it. You find out who you are. And I believe back then I was dying of cancer and only had 3 months left. What would you make if you only had 3 months to say you were an artist and you've been holding back your whole life? And if you can answer that question, you become passionate about your mission. And we do have a mission here. And my job is to create images that affect people. And so in this school, the first Tesla that we did ended up in Paradigm School with Einstein and Ben Franklin. It found its own home. It was gifted. And these children that walk past and rub past, first thing they see is Tesla every morning. A monument of Nikola Tesla. How do you think this is going to affect them? So they have the highest, in my opinion, most elevated scientist, way ahead of his time, too far ahead of his time. But having said that, that was our mission. Andre is a Russian sculptor, and he came over, and I was able to communicate with him my feelings, and he went home and told his wife about this hour-long story, and she called me and said, "What did you tell my husband?"
I don't see building to
Anyway,
That's
so
understood.
what happened was, I told her what I said, and she said, "I know you don't speak Russian, and he doesn't speak limited English. How did you do this?" I was talking with my soul, and I've had to bare my soul to many people around the world, but it all comes back to the most important thing I believe that Nikola Tesla did, was to leave a legacy. And the book he's reading, I was told by Nikola, is about humanity, taking care of each other. And this is the most important thing I think that he did. How does a Russian artist and an American artist, when we're terrified of each other and we're taught not to love each other, to take care, when in fact all of us want the same things around the world. We want to know that our family's safe, our children are safe, and that they'll be brought up safe. And that's all we want. And I think that's all Tesla wanted. He wanted energy and all things that are free. The sun is creating so much energy. And at the end of the day, we have to answer, can we get along with each other? And you can't do it without actually bringing someone from Russia into your home and into your business and loving and working together. So that's, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Thank you, Stan. So, Andre, can you tell us, what did you build? What did you make? What kind of sculptures do you have finished?
Do you mean before Tesla or?
Tesla.
About Tesla. Okay. I want to explain how it's worked. I mean, sculpture on the street or on the square, it's like a gigantic magnet for view people who are walking around. And when I've been in Belgrade, I saw statue of Stefan Nemanja, and I didn't know who is this. And I want to know why this statue here, who is this person, and I know who, now I know. I learned that I know a little bit Serbian history through this statue. And we can make it with Tesla. Everyone who are here knows who is Tesla, but believe me, out of this building, you can ask 100 people and only one will tell you who is this. We should promote his name because he's a great scientist and human. This idea come to us 2.5 years ago. We spoke with Stan about future. It was philosophy speech. We spoke about future city that looks like spiral garden or something like that. And he told about energy, generation energy through air with some clay, and I'm not, my English still worse, but there was
I was able to communicate.
but I understand what he wanted to say, and first person who came to my brain at this moment, it was Tesla. I said, he did something like that, energy from air. Let's think about this sculpture, and we start work on first position. We used his famous images in front of coil. He's sitting on the chair reading the book. That was the first one, and we worked next few months on this project, and finally we worked 2 years on 3 sculptures. And Stan put on all his efforts, all his money to this project, and I feel that I should have him help me on last step with installation of this monument, because it can be perfect sculpture, but when it stay in our workshop, it doesn't work for people. It should stay on the street or square and work for promotion Tesla name. That's why we make it, and that's why we are here.
Can I say one last thing? We are working, we have permission to place a statue or 2 in Colorado Springs. And so you saw the presentation on Colorado. It's very important. And you talk to people up there and they don't know how important what he did there. We wouldn't have these if he didn't do his work in Colorado. But so we currently have a place excuse me.
So just to reveal something to the audience, before the panel, Andre told me, please don't ask me anything, my English is not good enough, Stan will talk. But now you can see what art does to people. Brian Metzer, could you please introduce yourself, and then you merge digitalization, the new era, and art, and that's your everyday job now, and I'm sure you're enjoying it a lot. Could you share a little bit more with us, please?
My pleasure. I've been an artist. Good morning, everybody, by the way. It's a pleasure to be here. I just wanted to say that I've been an artist my whole life, and it was traditional art. I've always loved art and design and music, and I just did what I did, just like any artist, but I then attended classes at the university, and I saw computers as a way to create art. And I saw the writing on the wall. Computers are going to proliferate. Computerization, usage at home, the home user, the internet. At the time, there really wasn't the internet when I went to college. Now everyone in the first world, for the most part, has access to the internet. And so my way of getting from the traditional side to the digital side, there was that bridge through those classes that I took, which led me to an opportunity to work overseas in Copenhagen, Denmark, creating interactive exhibition work for traveling museum exhibitions, and that involved Salvador Dali and Egyptian artifacts, and it was fantastic. But I said I wanted to give back. I wanted not just to work for a company, but I said I want to share my love for computers, art, and I want to teach it. So I went back and got a master's degree. I started teaching at the university, and so I could share my passion. And then in 2010, as I taught at the university at an art college in Philadelphia, I met Nick Lonchar here of the Tesla Science Foundation, and I didn't know what a Tesla coil was. I didn't know who Nikola Tesla was. I knew Thomas Edison, but I didn't realize there was such a thing as a war of currents. And at the same time, I wanted to share this image. Can you hold that shows thing? I wanted to share this image with you because at the time that I was introduced to Nick Lonchar, they had the Gulf oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, if anybody recalls, and they couldn't stem the flow of crude oil in the Gulf of Mexico, and it was devastating to me as a human because I'm like, well, these are my animal brethren, and they're being destroyed by our consumption of non-renewable energies. At the same time, I'm learning about the Tesla coil, and I shared this project with my students, and I made it a multi-departmental project where they created 3D animations of historic and futuristic inventions for the Tesla Days conference in Philadelphia. And it just went from there, and I said, okay, well, how about augmented reality? And then became an augmented reality experience for my company that creates augmented reality experiences, because I said Tesla made the invisible visible through electricity. Electricity was invisible, he made visible, similar to that of augmented reality technology. So if you go out there to the table, you'll be able to experience augmented reality. But the point is that I'm able to share not only traditional art, but also digital art and interactive art to then lure, if you will, or hook a younger generation into Nikola Tesla through the use of interactivity, through the use of art, through the use of 3D. And it's very exciting times because, as we all know, that everybody's hooked into the internet or has a mobile device, and I think it's a very important time in our human evolution to recognize this significance as we decide whether we want to go with a renewable energy route or a non-renewable energy route, and how can we on-ramp us more so to the renewable energy route with solar, electromagnetic, and solar and the like. And again, I never thought like this up until 2010. And so I was awakened by Nikola Tesla, which I'm very grateful for. And if it wasn't for Nick, and if it wasn't for the great people of this organization, I wouldn't be here in front of you today. Thank you.
So I would like to talk about arts and technology within the foundation. So what is the past and what has been done so far? And then we'll hear from Milica, who's been with the foundation for so many years. And then we'll hear from Ana Maria, what are the plans for the future? Ladies.
Hello everyone, my name is Milica Savic, I come from Belgrade. I'm a fine artist and marketing manager in one IT company in Belgrade and director of art and technology department here in Tesla Science Foundation. I'm with Nicola and this foundation since 2016, and that was a crucial year when we established this department as unification between the artists, all creative people, technologists, and people that find Nikola Tesla as inspiration in every aspect of creativity. So basically, our goal was to spread name and legacy of Nikola Tesla all over the world, to delete borders, and to unite people as Tesla's people from America to Serbia, to Balkans, to Europe, Africa, Asia, and all possible continents that we're exhibiting and working today. So since establishing the department in 2016, we actually had, now I can say that we had over 50 international projects, starting from America to Serbia and then all over the world. And actually, we were lucky that we were supported in sense of having exhibiting place in many galleries, in schools. We had cooperation with universities and also science festivals all over America and Europe.
Thank you so much. Ana Maria, can you tell us, you were, last year you were here as a performer, right? As an artist. And you know, fast forward here, you are bringing new ideas, you're taking foundation in this department, and expanding new opportunities, basically. Can you tell me about your experience as an artist and what prompted you to get involved even more? What are your ideas for the future?
Yes, thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Ana Maria Gower. I'm originally from Serbia, but I moved to England when I was 15, and 11 years ago to United States. Yes, I'm an artist, but next to art, I used to do different things before I kind of converted, being a full-time artist. Funny enough, just a very, very short, brief story, how I actually got into art. It was, I was to be a soldier in the army, and I had a big accident, and I couldn't move. I was basically disabled, and I had to find something to do, and I found art by accident. I was never interested in art. I always thought, art, well, what is this? You know, what is art about? You know, and then I realized that art is therapeutical. Art is a language, a universal language that brings everybody together. And we can express ourselves very deeply through art. And that's how I actually became an artist. I left my original profession and I became an artist since I was very young. And I'm still doing it. I'm very happy because this is what I think connects people. And when we have a very complex narrative such as Nikola Tesla, such as energy, frequency, wireless connection, communication, I think there's nothing better way than through art and technology to express ourselves through art. So when it comes to Nikola Tesla, I'm very proud to be originally Serbian and very proud to be a part of this foundation and bring on the legacy of Nikola Tesla, because it's so important, as they mentioned, that we never forget who Nikola Tesla was and what he has brought to the society and the world. And then the aspect of the art, I'm currently working on the more contemporary art and modern art and installations. You can now see an installation of mine with huge 9 pieces with music behind, so there's interaction with mixed media, because I'm a mixed media artist. So combining music, art, mixed media, and people can interact with the installation and with the art, and you can actually feel something, because it's very important to feel, right? If you feel something, you can understand that. So this is why I think the art and technology aspect of bringing the legacy of Nikola Tesla is important. So our next step in the future in the Tesla Science Foundation is that we do more music, more installations, more technology part to invest into the Tesla's legacy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Since you mentioned music, we have Dr. Nada Martinovic here who, I mean, there is no better person to talk about that and to connect Tesla with the music world. So, Nada, can you tell us what connects Tesla and the music, the art of music?
Absolutely. So, good morning, first of all, or almost good afternoon. And just to piggyback on what Anna Maria said, you know, everything happens for a reason. So it wasn't just a way for you to discover your innate talent and contribute to Tesla Science Foundation. Well, first of all, I'm really honored to be part of this insightful panel, Cultural Diplomacy Through Arts and Technology. And yes, I do have my cheat sheets because I can get very excited about the subject and I'm very cognizant about the time. So what I would like to bring to this panel and kind of tie everything together, if I may, is just to go beyond the general appreciation of music and its functions in society, and to examine it from the prism of frequency, vibration, and energy. And these concepts seamlessly align with principles of quantum physics, medicine, and they also echo Nikola Tesla's groundbreaking ideas. Just to give you an insight of what I'm coming from, I'm former professor of music at Kent State University, certified musical therapist, and director and founder of Serbian Children's Choir, and vice president of Tesla Science Foundation. So through my work, basically, I'm tying a lot of things together, and I hope that I can contribute in this panel as well.
How about the therapeutic part of music? Because I heard that going through, you know, almost all panelists mentioned therapeutic part of music. What is that in music? Is it frequency? Is it vibration or something else? And what are the contemporary kinds of science?
Sure. So beyond I would say well-known psychological impacts of music, such as evoking emotions, enhancing memory, facilitating learning, sound also has tangible effects on our physiological state. Sound frequency and, for instance, in noise pollution can significantly influence our health and well-being. Tesla's understanding of the universe as a symphony of energy and vibration aligns with my interest in my research. So let's say, I'm just flipping notes. For instance, research has shown that different sound frequencies can have distant physiological effects on our body. For instance, low frequency sounds, such as like deep bass note or like sound of hum, can induce relaxation and deep breathing. These sounds have been found to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes a state of calmness and relaxation. When we hear low frequency sounds, our heart rate tends to slow down, blood pressure decreases, and muscle tension eases. On the other hand, high frequency sounds like sharp whistle or screeching noise can create feelings of alertness and tension, and that actually goes, it's development of human species. It was a way of defending themselves. They needed to recognize the sound and react to it. So, interestingly, certain sound frequencies have been used in therapeutically to promote healing and well-being. For instance, sound frequencies in the range of 432 Hz are believed to resonate with the natural frequency of the universe and can promote a sense of harmony and balance, for instance. Then I can list all of the frequencies, but it goes beyond this panel. but definitely research has shown, and there are some also speculations about music being able to destroy cancer cells. That was a study done in Brazil, although we need some peer review, sort of kind of
To confirm.
confirmation. Exactly, we have to be very cautious when we read such studies. But again, the awareness is there, and definitely we are heading in that direction.
That's why I'm checking with the experts. So I actually found that information and I went to Nada quickly and said, can you please do a deep research on this? Is there really any truth in this? It was about Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, curing cancer. So Nada's on top of it now. Another part of Tesla that, again, aligns with art, all forms of art, is his humanitarian perspective to everything he did. So he did not work for fame or for profit. All he wants was good for all people. How do you relate to your work in that sense to making this earth a better place for all of us to live? How does your work relate to it? Sam, do you want to-
I had mentioned that if you were dying of cancer, I actually believed I had lung cancer because I'm in the foundry business and smoke 4 packs of cigarettes a day. And I was introduced to somebody that had a machine. It's called the Rife machine. Does anybody know what the Rife machine is? And they actually destroy cancer. And so it's not music. What you do is like a singer would do this and tap a goblet, and then you hear the singer. The singer has to hear that, and then he goes 11 octaves higher. And when he goes to that high 11 octave higher, it shatters the glass. The same thing happens with cancer. But if you want trouble, it's an $850 billion industry, probably a $1 trillion industry that would be removed because you can cure diseases and destroy cancer cells, you can destroy viruses and this all came from Tesla. And you can the vibration, so I just wanted to say that. Now, that's the question, because my life was saved because of that. But you can't have these machines because they don't want these, the doctors don't want them, because they get, so the question that you had.
The question was, what is the humanitarian perspective to your work? What are you trying to achieve to the betterment of the society?
So when you are passionate about it, you're able to put the soul, and people can feel what you're thinking. So if, in the case of humanity, if you're thinking humanity, while you're building this cultural sharing, culture, and it's important. And this was probably the fastest sculpture ever made. When me and Andre did this, wasn't it, Andre? He said, this is impossible. We had 3 weeks, and when it came back, we got to make it bigger. He said, it's now really impossible. And we did. I said, do the best, but I believe you get help from outside sources, and it really is a wonderful statue. Not doing this, but not because of me, but in spite of me, and because we worked together. He did his best, I did my best, and I really believe that it embodies his essence. So I hope you can hear that. I'm trying to give it away.
That's fine. We also have a lot of children involved in Tesla Foundation or through different activities. How do you believe your work impacts children and their reaction to sculptures?
We're all creators, and I intentionally tried to get children involved. I did a set of the Founding Fathers, and I had old elementaries come down and put clay on it. The reason I did it was, as a sculptor, you wear out your thumbs. By the time you're 65, you can't hold a tool anymore, so I wanted them to put it on. So, but as they grow, and in the case of Tesla, I would really like elementary schools and people to be involved, to go and have them build. We build ourselves. We want to see things built. And in our case, we use fire, molten metal, and it's exciting. But I'm going to let Andre or someone else talk.
You know, sculpture is like one of kind of art that you can touch. You can't touch paint, right? But you can touch sculpture. And 2 years ago, when we've been here, we show one statue, and Stan told about vibration on all.
The surfaces.
Yeah, everywhere we leave traces of how it's called, texture, texture from our tools, and that looks like vibration. And if you touch, for example, you are blind or you can't see, but you can touch, and you can feel through your touching with this sculpture. You can feel vibration as we feel this vibration when we build the statue. That's how I think we can connect with somebody who disabled or something.
But vibration, what your thoughts are have a vibration, and they're very real. And so you can say good vibrations or bad vibrations. At the end of the day, I think we're going to save the planet with good vibrations. And it's not a beetle or a wave. What are they called? Beach Boys. But he was very right on. And this is love. And you can just change the environment with good vibrations. Some of us are Christian. You can tell when you feel the Spirit, because everything is peaceful and calm. And we can turn we can turn this world into a loving place that all of us really desire. We have to teach bigotry but all of this is based, and so I'm going to let somebody else talk.
I'm all about good vibrations, and I love that. Thank you, Beach Boys, too. And but again, that's art, and that's mainstream pop culture. So good vibrations, pop culture, music, but maybe it all boiled down to Tesla and nobody knew it. But I would just want to say, from a humanitarian perspective, like that was the big takeaway, is that we have the war of currents. We have the Edison, we have the Tesla. We have the Tesla that wanted to share his inventions and his work with the world, didn't care for the money aspect, didn't care for the fame and notoriety aspect. But then we have the alternate side of Edison, who's the marketer and salesperson. And
Greed held us back.
yeah, so we have this interesting dichotomy here, this competition. And for me, anyways, I feel very much like I'd love to just share. I don't want to feel like I need to make money from my work. And I feel like teaching is a way for me to share my passion. And for what I produce, it's a combination of a love of art, but it's a love of technology. And a way to share humanitarianism would be, okay, well, 3D printing. How do we engage the youth with technology and Nikola Tesla and art? Well, 3D printing is one way to do that. And not to be a show, but here's the magnetic Nikola Tesla chess set, so you can see you can play it even on the ceiling if you wanted. In space, on a plane, if you want to play it. But the point is that they're all designed with sculpture or with design in mind. There's a story behind each piece, like the pigeon pawn and awarding Cliff Bishop, etc. But it's basically a way to educate not just children, but also adults that love to play chess or want to learn how to play chess. What's the significance of each piece? You're actively engaging people and playing chess, using their mind, but also saying, well, what's the story behind each piece? And how you can educate people about Tesla and about the war of currents. And I won't spill the beans, but there is another version of this that will be released this year. I don't know if I should show it today, but I'm going to leave it at that. But the point is that through interactivity, through engagement, through art, through technology, we can help tell the Tesla story.
And just a
circle back to cultural diplomacy. One final questions, and I'll give you a few minutes to ask if you have any questions. Now, can you tell us, we all know the saying that music is a universal language. How does music influence cultural diplomacy? In what positive ways we connect?
Sure. Yes, we hear that statement a lot, that music is universal language. I really like to correct that a little bit. In order to truly understand that and use that expression as a universal language, we deeply need to understand the culture where the music coming from. So I like to say that music is universal form of human expression. And by that, we can connect with on that level, we can connect with everybody and everywhere, truly. And I find it to be true to my work. My children who are not native Serbian singers or speakers quickly learn in Serbian, and they've been accepted everywhere we sang, even though the audience didn't understand the word of Serbian. And sometimes I have kids who don't even speak English. So don't even speak Serbian, but they sing fluently in Serbian language. So I think that's the way that music is really a future and kind of fusion that fuses all these elements together, in my view. And I really truly agree with what Mr. Stan mentioned. I really want to piggyback on that. The traditional music therapy relies mostly on emotional response to music. So it evokes emotions, and let's say that's the way to communicate with people with Alzheimer's or people who had stroke. So that that emotion kind of plays a big role. However, I believe that music goes beyond that, and that we come to frequency, using frequencies to specifically target areas in the brain that we can stimulate, and that's the way to go. So that actually sparked interest in me to truly pursue that.
Amazing. It looks like we have endless opportunities for the betterment of this world when it comes to art, in merging it with technology. Who knows where we're going to be if we just steer everything in the right direction. Thank you very much, everyone. Do you have any final words, or can I turn it to the audience if they have any questions? Yes, we also have a movie that talks about Mr. Stan Watts and Andre's work. Due to some technical difficulties, we're going to move it for the beginning of the second part of the program, so after the lunch. But that's another way to learn about their work and where you can see it and how you can support it and to just spread the word because that's the best promotion of what we do as a foundation and what the people that are related to a foundation are doing. Any questions from the audience? Don't be shy.
I'll ask. I do artwork myself, and so I'm very familiar with that creative process. When you're creating, whether it's music, whether it's art, one of the things that I heard Stan saying is that, if I may call you Stan, be very familiar with your Mr.
Dr. Watts.
There's this connectivity I think you brought up, and that is you begin to recognize that you are a channel of sorts. And so that's what I'm hearing in music, that's what I'm hearing in art. And as a channel, then you open yourself up to this greater cosmic, whatever we'd like to call it, coming through. Do you agree with that?
Yes. We are a vessel for the source, and the source is where we all came from. And we all have access to it if we are willing to listen to it or be a vessel. And we're far better with that source than we are without it. And so if I pray for help, someone comes from Russia. I'm getting old. And I want to tell you, he's probably the greatest artist I know. The only question, and I asked him the same thing, I said, answer me, why are you doing this? Are we doing it for money? And so we haven't made money much. No, we're doing it, but if you're doing it for something else, for the purpose purpose, which is the purpose. And if you do that, then the statue literally exudes it. So when we unveiled the statue 2 years ago here, it could have been, it's another one, or it could be, and it was the latter. And that's all an artist wants is that, thank heavens. This group of people from Tesla love this statue because there can be well, I wish it would have been done a different way or this, but everybody sees the truth. That's why it's so, and we expose ourselves as artists for the world to go, you know, it's very mediocre. But in the case of this, and when you're doing something for a good purpose, for a great man, so I learned how to do this. 2008, I wanted to do Tesla because I heard about it. And it was the same statue. And Andre said, you know, we should do a statue of Nikola Tesla. And no sooner than we did one sitting and standing, than we got a call from a gentleman, and that gentleman introduced us to Nikola Longchar. And Jake was doing flips over this little statue that you see. But it's following that, not for money, but why are you doing this? And so I apologize. I got a really soft voice. But like I said, it's great that, again, we're all going through life just hoping we can make a living. And in my case, I have to make it pay. So it is not about, I do have to.
Could you try again?
These are gonna be
I think the AI is also saying it doesn't get it. I just want to say one thing, that art and history collaborate together, right, for centuries to give us the facts that we know today. And I think that sometimes we forget how much art have had impact on the history, because art is tangible and history is not. They work together, to collaborate together to give us the facts that we know of today. Because where the history is missing actual facts and documents due to wars or natural disasters, this is where the art is implemented, and we have those missing links through the paintings and art throughout the centuries. So we are making history now, as all of us in art and technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you to the panelists for this engaging discussion. Thank you for the audience. I think the art deserves its own conference in the near future, and I'm going to work on it. I'm promising to all of you. Thank you again.
Thank you, the panelists. Great job, thank you so much. Ms. Jovana Nedic, First Consul, Embassy of Republic of Serbia in Washington, D.C.
I do not have soft voice as Stan, but I will use a microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends of Serbia, it is a true honor to stand before you today at the Tesla conference, a gathering that symbolizes the legacy of one of the greatest minds in history, Nikola Tesla, a man whose brilliance connects Serbia and the United States. Today, I'm here not only as a representative of the Serbian embassy in Washington, D.C., but as a proud participant in a new chapter of Serbia's relationships with its diaspora, especially Serbian Americans. This is a time of renewed energy and purpose, a time where the bonds between Serbia and its diaspora have never been stronger. Much of this progress is owed to the transformative leadership of Marko Đurić, first as our ambassador to Washington, D.C., and now as Serbia's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Under his leadership, Serbia has shown after many years that it deeply values and prioritizes its connection with the Serbian diaspora in the United States. Together we have achieved milestones that seemed distant just a few years ago. We have built beautiful cooperation with numerous Serbian American communities from the West to the East Coast. For the first time in decades, we organized 2 major conferences of the Serbian diaspora in Washington, D.C., bringing together voices, talents, and ideas from across the United States. We also established the Strengthening the Ties project, a groundbreaking platform for communication and collaboration with the diaspora. Through this initiative, we are not only listening to our people abroad, but actively working alongside them to preserve and promote our shared heritage. At the embassy and the ambassador residence, we have hosted dozens of events celebrating our culture, history, and achievements. Moreover, we supported Serbian American communities in establishing their own events, empowering them to share their heritage proudly within the multicultural fabric of the United States. These efforts culminated in one mission: cultural diplomacy. It is the umbrella under which we operate, connecting hearts and minds across borders. Cultural diplomacy allows us to showcase the richness of Serbian heritage, the depth of our talent, and the resilience of our spirit. In the spirit of Nikola Tesla, who taught us that innovation and collaboration can illuminate the world, we are committed to ensuring the Serbian American community remains a vibrant part of our nation's story. Together we are building bridges that will last for generations. On behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and especially our minister, I would like to thank Mr. Nikola Lončar. I do not see him here, and oh, you're there, okay. And all representatives of Tesla Science Foundation for doing and supporting us, collaborating with us for all 4 years since I came here. And we will support you now and in the future, and we wish you all the best for building bridges, for bringing Tesla and Tesla's nation to the United States, for opening so many Tesla clubs all over the world. Here today with us is Ms. Jelena Živojinović, my colleague from the Serbian Embassy in Havana, who is here to try to support and work together with the Tesla Foundation on opening a Tesla club in Havana since a Tesla patent has been registered officially in Cuba. Please correct me if I'm saying this wrong, but in English it should be like empowerment of fluid flow method. So thank you all, and thank you for continued support and dedication to our shared vision. Serbia sees you, Serbia values you, and stand with you. Thank you so much. Hvala vam.
Thank you so much, Jelena. Now something special. Tesla Science Foundation presents to Jovana Nedić for persistent and dedicated work in strengthening connections between Serbia and diaspora and promotion of Tesla people in the world. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, lunch break. Thank you. See you in like an hour. Thank you so much.
Hvala Majo, hvala puno. Hvala mnogo. Hvala. Jeste uspeli mojim misijom? Ja sam Jovana, draga mi je Jovana, hvala. Aha, dobro, izvinjam se. Jeste uspeli mojim? Dobro. Alex.